You were? Yes, but something suddenly came to mind. Val, hide in the kitchen cabinets. Go, now. He stared at me bewildered. Then his eyes narrowed, watching the kitchen door. You go hide. I'll stay out here. Val, please, I know this place better than you do. I'll find a way to, I don't know, just hide. But you can't outrun him, and neither can you. Looking up at the counters, I saw a glint of silver. A knife. Why the fuck do you need a knife? No. Now, please listen to me. Hide yourself in the cabinets. I know this place more than you do, and you'll have a better chance of running when he... Bickering now, are we? We both went cold. Turning around, we met face to face with the gun's muzzle. Chris aimed for Valen. Goodbye. No! Jumping... What? I don't want to look at it. I can't take this seriously anymore. Jumping in front of him, everything went by in a flash. Chris' finger pulled the trigger just as I dove my body between Valen and the gun. In the split seconds of my last sight, I was suddenly screaming in searing pain of my upper left shoulder. The familiar stench of rancid rust seeped out from my sweater. No, from me. ISIS. I collapsed, more distracted by the shock of the bullet than the pain. It was like my shoulder suddenly exploded from an army grenade. How do you fucking know? Tears leaked down my face out of control. It hurt like hell. Valen wrapped his arms around me, protectively. How sweet. Two young lovers caught up in the world of warring vampires. I pity your story stops here. At least you'll both die in each other's arms. Wouldn't that be romantic? Chris cocked his gun up in our face. Now the line of blue bloods finally ends. It was all over. We closed our eyes, waiting for the end. He pulled the trigger. Silence. How could I have run out of ammo? I couldn't believe our luck. Valen shoved Chris suddenly and tugged my arm. He pulled me up despite my body's protest. Come on. We made our way back to the back stairway. Why aren't they running in the streets? This is why they don't... What? Everything was completely enveloped in black. Can you still move? Yeah, I think so. The pain was ebbing away, much faster than I anticipated. It was like my body was healing itself, much quicker than a normal person's would. Thank God for my miraculous good genes. This is all my fault. Though I couldn't see, I could almost feel the tears leaking down his cheeks. Empathy tugged on my heartstrings, hearing him cry. Valen was so scared and frightened. My Valen. I wanted to comfort him. Oh, Val, it's okay. It's not your... I froze. Footsteps, not our own. Quickly, I shoved Valen inside a closet. He fell backwards, surprised. I pushed the tiny hatch down, locking him inside. ISIS! Leaving him, I made my way up the stairwell. Chris' footsteps followed behind. Holy shit. The knife pulled in and out of the door. There was nothing I could do but watch in terror. You know, you really got in on my nerves, kiddo. And that rarely ever happens. The knife serrated in and out of the hardwood, chipping door into bits and pieces. You can stop this right now, Chris. You don't have to do this. Think about the people you'd be hurting. All the vampires you're harming. Have mercy on your own race. Laughter was the only reply I heard on the other side. Chris continued to stab the door, jabbing the knife in and out. Your naivety astounds me sometimes. Honestly, I would have thought you'd learn by now. The end justifies all the means for vampires. Oh, come on. Nasty killing our own brothers and sisters. Chris ran through my spine. Chills, I'm like, Chris, what the fuck? I couldn't conceive the amount of evil he stated in that one sentence. We are vampires. We are cruel beasts and monsters of the human race. We may look like humans, and we may speak and eat like humans, but we are far from humans. Tragedy follows us from cradle to coffin. And whether we like it or not, we are forced to bring doom to others as well as ourselves. Half of the wood chipped away, and I could see his face through the door. Wow. Chris pulled the knife out one last time. To afford mercy or morality of any kind means death. Those who cannot accept this destiny of sin cannot survive. They hung onto a piece of humanity that doesn't exist, which in turn will kill them. His hand reached through the door, unlocking the knob lock. And I choose to live. My mind raced to figure out a way to escape. Chris would come in a few seconds. I had half a second to spare. But I was trapped, and the only way out of the door, and my eyes started to the window. No worries, kiddo. It'll be quick and painless. I unlocked the panes, swinging open the window. No, it was too high for anyone to climb down. They would surely fall. Fall. Chris kicked open the splinter door. I dove behind the office desk, hiding. Chris' line of vision went to the window first. The chase ends here, kiddo. Running is useless now. He marched to the open window, looking outside. I crawled out, emerged from behind the desk. I will not die. Bolting myself up from the floor, I lunged forward. The force of my hand knocked him through the open air, and he fell through. Gravity did the rest, pulling his body down to the earth. For a split second, our eyes met. The surprise was clear on his face as I realized I'd beat him at his own game. Chris' body met the pavement with a sickening crack. I covered my eyes, sparing what I could find from the sight. His death. The knife sliced clean through his chest, while his eyes were glazed over in a fixed shot. That's a pretty fucking big knife. I just gotta say that shit right now. I won. I clutched my bleeding shoulder, trying not to faint from the disgusting sense of my own blood. It was hard not to fall, climbing down the staircase. Isis! Let me out! His arms banged against the closet door, frantic. In my daze, I stumbled toward him. My fingers fumbled upon the lock, and Valen climbed out. Why did you leave me in there? I could have handled... Isis, are you okay? I nodded my head. My vision was getting blurry. I think so. Valen caught me in his arms. as I fainted. Everything went black. It was very warm. Everything felt very soft around me. The light blinded me as I strained open my eyes. My face flushed red. Valen's sleeping face was inches away from mine. His fingers wrapped around my hand, holding me while I ate on the white sofa. "Oh, darling, you're finally awake." I looked up. It was Mrs. Michaels. "Mrs. Michaels, what?" Shh. Don't move, dear, you'll hurt yourself. Her hand pressed down gently on my shoulder. It was covered in gauze, wrapped around my entire upper body. "The bullet? The doctors pulled it out. You don't have to worry, dear." She smiled, brushing my hair. My eyes glanced around the room, then finally back at Valen. He was fast asleep. What happened? I found out what happened and immediately rushed over to the cafe. It wasn't time to call for an ambulance, so I called my personal surgeon, Dr. Kopilis, to help you. I see. My gaze wandered down to Valen's sleeping face. He looked so peaceful. "I'll leave you to be. Get some sleep, dearie. You need it." She pinched my cheeks, and she got up and left. We were alone. "Well?" I whispered into his ear. Valen yawned, waking. "Isis?" "Hey, sleepyhead." I leaned my face toward his for a kiss. Val flushed, giving me a peck. "I'm sorry." "For what?" "Everything." He sighed, frustrated. Valen avoided my eyes, disappointed in his own personal dilemma. "I wish I wasn't a kid. I want to protect you, but I couldn't. All I ever do is depend on Mom. My mom," and Val bit down on his lips. "I wish I was a man. But I love you as you are now." His eyes met mine. Smiling, I reached over to stroke his face. "I know it feels like we're just a couple of stupid kids, but what we have is real, you know? And in time, we'll both grow." I clutched his hand in mine. "And whatever comes our way, we'll both get through it, together, just like we did tonight. Because we have each other." As he spelled the final sentence, I felt an inner force burn into my soul, forging me permanently with him. Yes, there will be many hardships in the future for us both, just like tonight. But we had each other, and that's all that mattered. Everything changed. Mrs. Michaels explained everything to me. How for the rest of my life these red bloods would chase after me. I was their family now, Valen's family, and I was a blue blood. The reason alone would put me on the wanted list for red bloods. But despite that, I'm happy. Hello, welcome to Cafe Rouge. The police closed the case convicting Chris as the murderer. Aaron and Adeline found the justice they deserved, and the cafe returned back to normal. Valen would follow in his mother's footsteps and take over as the head of the Blue Bloods, the good vampires. And he and I would, of course, marry someday, once we graduate high school. It was as if it was all according to plan. So who am I? I don't know. I'm not really good at introductions. 16 years old in high school. I'm pretty much your average American teen, with a few exceptions. For one, I have a part-time job at this cafe. It's an interesting place. It's a big secret. During the day, it's your normal quaint cafe and bakery. When night takes over, it is transformed into a 5-star restaurant theater cafe with first-class customers coming in the middle of the night. And second, I was hopelessly in love with a vampire. Oh, a text from Val. I flipped open my cell. Steal some cupcakes for me, KK. What? I giggled. Oh, Val, he's such a kid. Aw, that's so adorable. That's adorable. Aw. The end. That was cute. Thanks you guys for going through Cafe Rouge with me. Oh my god, I know I put this game down like, what, a year ago? And here I am picking it up again. I feel like I needed to complete some things that I sort of discontinued from my channel. So this was one of them. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. And I hope you check out this game. It's pretty good. And, yeah. So, Johnny.